Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. First off, let me just say it's a little bit windier out today than what I anticipated, and if you get some of that noise, I apologize. I was at the gun store yesterday, and I saw a gun that I had previously not even been interested in. As you know, I've already done a video on this gun. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But I have wanted a Henry all-weather 4570 with a side load for a very long time. I finally got one. But they're very, very hard, at least at the time of filming this in my area. They're very hard to find. Finding any kind of Henry in stock is actually rather difficult. So I'm at the store and I see that they've got a 4570 in the all-weather with the side load, and they've also got a 44 Magnum. And as much as I love the 4570, I thought I might like the 45 Magnum as well. I'm sorry, the 44 Magnum. Excuse me. So they had that, and they also had the X model. And previously, I've never really even considered the X model. Didn't look like something that would catch my fancy. It just wasn't something that I thought that I would use. So I pulled out the all-weather, and I'm looking at it, and I'm liking it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to buy this one. But before I do, you've got the X model, which I've never handled in person before. Let me just feel that one. And as soon as I pick this gun up, this gun is pretty freaking awesome. It's not something that I had wanted, but definitely something that I need. So the first thing that I noticed when I put this up to my shoulder, in addition to it just feeling really good, these sights are really cool. I don't know if you can get a look at those. We've got a green front sight tip, and we've got red here. They glow pretty good. If you look, today is a kind of cloudy day, but they still got a nice glow to them. The gun just really feels good. So we're going to give it a try today. It is a little bit shorter than what the all-weather is. So I am going to shoot it side by side here. I've got a Winchester Model 94 Trapper in 44 Magnum also. So we're going to give that a shot. I've only got not quite one box of 44 Magnum. I thought I had more than that. Everything I've got is black powder. So in the future, if you'd like to see us shooting some conventional cartridges loaded in black powder, leave a comment and we'll do a video on that in the future. I've also got some 44 Special because we're going to run a couple runs with 44 Special through it. I have noticed, I've never run 44 Special through the Winchester. In my 357 Magnum Winchester, I've noticed that 38 Specials, they don't function quite as well as the 357s, and they're a little bit more prone to jam. So I'm going to check out the 44 Special if that's the same thing with the Henry, or if those cycle really well. Because they are a little bit cheaper, at least most of the time. So I'm going to get my drone out, head that down range, so that we can get some footage out there, and then let's get to shooting this. All right, first thing we've got in here is 44 Magnum. Let's go ahead and start our drone footage as well. Let's give this a try. Well, it looks like I am a little bit high and to the right in most of them. I flinched a little bit at a couple of those. Maybe I jerked a little more than what I should have, so we're going to run a couple more rounds through it. See if we can get a little bit closer to target here. All right. Hopefully we're a little bit closer there. I'm going to load up the Winchester, and let's see how it shoots comparably. We got another target out there. I'm just going to move the drone a little bit so that we don't accidentally shoot it. I've got the Winchester loaded up. I have got the drone moved to the other side. Let's go ahead and hit record on that. Hopefully we don't shoot that. That would really be a major bummer. We just pulled the Winchester out of the safe, and I can tell by the way it's shooting that I should have given it a little bit of oil. But I noticed first thing, well, two things I noticed first thing. One of them I noticed first. Loading up the Henry, so a little bit rough. You can see we're getting some scratches on that load gate. Probably not a big deal. I don't know if these are going to... I couldn't figure out what that beeping was, that we had a low battery on the drone, that I got my earplugs in and I could just hear it in the background, and I thought it was my GoPro, which it wasn't. It was the drone telling us to return home immediately. So let's try some of these 44 specials right now. And I want to go back to the Henry first thing. Load some of these up. The loading on the Winchester is a little bit smoother, but it's got a lot more rounds through it. This might loosen up a little bit as we shoot a little bit more. I have never shot 44 special through a rifle before. It's just like plinking. These are very, very low recoil. Let's run a couple of them through the Winchester because I've never shot 44 special through the Winchester either. Again, first thing I notice is it's loading up really nice. It's a lot smoother, but you do have to stick your finger in to get that last round in. I don't have to do that with the Henry. I think that the trigger is smoother on the Henry. I think that the action is smoother on the Henry as well. The only thing that I have a complaint about, a little bit of a complaint about right now, is that loading gate is it's just not quite as smooth as what it is on the Winchester. But otherwise, you know, I'm not a real big fan of these larger loops. If you've got small hands like me, you don't need that extra room. If you got bigger hands or if you're wearing gloves, you're probably going to really like that. I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the look of the straight one better. Now, as far as pistol grip versus straight stock, I like the look of the straight stock better. But this is very comfortable to hold. Haven't decided which one I like better yet. Probably going to shoot a few more rounds through both of them. Maybe put a new battery in the drone so I can see what I'm shooting. Looks like our... I can't see that far. My eyes are bad. I'm not sure. All right, I loaded up a variety of 44 Magnum and 44 Special in no particular order, so we're probably going to be able to tell quite easily as soon as we fire which is which, but let's send a couple more rounds down range. Definitely runs those 44 specials very smooth, no jam ups, even when switching back and forth between them. As compared to in previous guns, I have noticed sometimes when you shoot that oddball that it will shoot, it just doesn't shoot them quite as smooth. And I did not notice that with this. Seems to shoot them very smooth. I just threw a couple more in here. Let's run a couple more through there. That's very, very smooth. It's loading up smoother. When I started the video, it was actually the first time I shot it. So now we've got a few rounds to it. I shot a couple off camera as well. And that's really smoothing up very nice. With the exception of, I'm scratching that up pretty good. And I think a lot of that is not going to just wipe off with a little bit of oil and a rag. So if that is super important to you, keep that in mind. Doesn't bother me a whole lot as of yet, because the rest of the gun is pretty amazing. I am super happy with this. It was not a gun that I wanted. It was not a gun I had planned on buying, but when I saw it in person and I felt it and I handled it and now shooting it, I am super, super happy with this. I am going to get a can for it because obviously we've got the threaded barrel, and I'd like to try how that goes. So you'll look for a video on that in the next like 9 to 13 months, depending on how long it takes us to Uncle Sam to approve us one. So I don't have a 44 or 45 caliber. I'd probably get a 45 so I can put it on my 45 as well. But we're gonna pick one of those up here in the next couple of days and look forward to that in like a year. So if you are interested in seeing 44 Magnum with black powder, we do have that option. Probably do it with the pistol because that's a little bit easier to clean. But leave a comment if you'd like to see that. And if you are watching this channel... All right, let's take a look at this target here. Not particularly good shooting on my part, but got a couple of good ones there in the bullseye. You can see definitely a good shooter if you put somebody better behind it. Winchester's a hard gun to beat, but in my opinion anyway, but this Henry does an awful good job of keeping up and probably surpassing it. This is very, very nice shooting gun. If you took a look at the target over there, I think that some of those that were high, I think that was from the Winchester. I don't want to blame the Winchester, but it's probably my shooting. Let's just say it was my shooting. This gun shoots really good though. If you put somebody better behind it than me, it would be pretty darn accurate. I'm going to run a couple more rounds through it just because I'm already out here at the range. And I don't have a whole lot of ammo left for 44 Magnum, but I do have fun with this, so we're going to run a couple more of them. That 44 Special is so smooth. I'm actually really impressed because being the off caliber, it does seem, the off round rather, same caliber. The off round, it runs really, really smooth, and I'm really happy about that because 44 Special is a little bit cheaper to shoot and might be good for the kids too. So if you're watching this channel for the first time and you haven't already and you want to, boom, please subscribe.